Hello, you beautiful people. The world feels like it's falling apart right now. But what if I told you it could actually all be coming together in ways we can't yet see yet? Bear with me and I'll explain. Turn on the news and it's all chaos, division, collapse and crisis. Scroll social media and everyone's convinced we're heading towards the apocalypse. But here's what they're not telling you. The chaos you're witnessing isn't destruction, it's transition. It's the old world breaking down to make space for something completely new. Think about this. When a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, there's a stage inside the cocoon where the caterpillar literally dissolves into goo. If you open the cocoon during that phase, you'd think, oh my God, the caterpillar is dying. Everything's falling apart. But it's not dying, it's transforming. The breakdown is the breakthrough. That's exactly where humanity is right now. We're definitely in the goo phase. And yes, it looks like chaos. Yes, it feels extremely uncomfortable. Yes, the old structures are crumbling. But that's because they need to. They were never meant to last forever. They were scaffolding and now we're building something new. The media won't tell you this because fear sells. Collapse gets clicks, division drives engagement. But if you look beneath the surface noise, if you pay attention to what's actually happening in the world, you'll see something incredible. Positive change is happening everywhere. Think of this channel, think of TikTok and all these different channels on YouTube. More and more people are waking up spiritually than ever before in human history. Consciousness is expanding at an exponential rate. People are questioning systems that never served them. They're leaving toxic jobs, ending unfulfilling relationships, rejecting propaganda and reclaiming their power. That's not collapse, that's evolution. Think about what's really happening. People are choosing mental health over money. They're choosing authenticity over approval. They're choosing community over competition. They're choosing meaning over materialism. The old paradigm of work yourself to death, buy stuff you don't need and numb out with distractions, that's dying and good riddance. Eckhart Tolle talks about how the ego dissolution feels like death to the ego, but it's actually awakening. The same is true collectively. The old ego-driven systems based on fear, scarcity, control and separation are dying. And their death throes look chaotic because they're fighting to survive, but they can. Their time is done. What's being born is a new paradigm based on love, abundance, freedom and unity. But you won't see that in the news because it's happening in our individual hearts, in small communities, in quiet revolutions of consciousness. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it's real and it's unstoppable. Barbara Marx Hubbard calls this conscious evolution, the moment where humanity becomes aware of its own evolution and starts participating in it consciously. That's what's happening now. We're not just evolving biologically anymore, we're evolving consciously, spiritually and collectively. Here's what the media doesn't show you. Record numbers of people are meditating, practicing mindfulness, doing inner work. Mental health conversations are normalised. Therapy isn't stigmatised anymore. People are talking about trauma, healing and growth openly. That's massive. The wellness industry is exploding because people are prioritising their well-being over corporate success. Alternative medicine, holistic health, energy work, things that were considered woo-woo 10 years ago are now mainstream. People are remembering that they're more than these just meat machines that need to be productive. Technology is advancing at a rate that's giving us tools we never dreamed of. AI, renewable energy, space exploration and medical breakthroughs. We're living in the most innovative time in human history. Yes, there are massive challenges with these advantages, but this is the potential and it's extraordinary. Young people, Gen Z especially, a bit younger than me, are refusing to accept the broken systems they inherited. They're not buying houses they can't afford or staying in jobs that destroy their souls just because that's what you do. They're creating new models, new systems, new ways of being, and yes, it looks chaotic from the outside, but it's actually revolutionary. The old guard sees this and panics. The institutions that thrived on control, scarcity and fear are doing everything they can to maintain power. That's why everything feels so intense right now. It's not because everything's fallen apart, it's because the old is fighting the new. But the old always loses this fight. Always. Buckminster Fuller says, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. And that's what's happening. We're not destroying the old world, we're building a new one that makes the old one irrelevant. Think about the Berlin Wall. One day it was a massive symbol of division and control. The next day people were dancing on top of it with hammers. The Soviet Union, this superpower that seemed invincible, dissolved almost overnight. Apartheid in South Africa ended, These things sounded permanent or seemed permanent, unchangeable and eternal. They fell and new systems emerged. We're in one of those moments right now. The systems that controlled humanity for centuries, the fear-based, scarcity-driven, top-down control systems, they're crumbling. And yes, it's messy. Transformation always is. But on the other side is something beautiful. Marianne Williamson talks about how we're moving from a fear-based paradigm to a love-based one, from separation consciousness to unity consciousness, from everyone for themselves to we're all in this together. That shift is happening now, and you can feel it if you pay attention. More people care about the environment than ever before. More people care about social justice. More people care about mental health, animal rights, wisdom, sustainable living. These aren't fringe movements anymore. They're mainstream consciousness shifts. The fact that everything feels chaotic is actually proof that change is happening. Comfort zones are shattering. Old beliefs are being challenged. Familiar structures are dissolving. That's supposed to happen. That's necessary. You can't build something new on a foundation that's crumbling. Ram Dass says, we're all just walking each other home. Right now we're in the part of a journey where the old home is burning down and we haven't quite seen the new one yet. It's uncomfortable, it requires faith, but the new home is still being built by every person who chooses love over fear, by every person who does their inner work, by every person who refuses to participate in the old paradigm anymore. So when you feel overwhelmed by the chaos, remember this is transition, not destruction. This is breakthrough, not breakdown. This is the old world dying so the new world can be born. And you're not just watching it happen, you're part of it. Every time you choose something differently, every time you raise your consciousness, every time you refuse to feed the fear, you're building the new world. Don't let the media convince you everything's falling apart. Pay attention to what actually is happening in human consciousness. Pay attention to the real changes happening in real people's lives. Pay attention to the acceleration of awakening happening all around you and the world. The chaos is loud, but the transition and the transformation is louder. You just have to know where to listen. We're not ending, we're beginning. And it's going to be more beautiful than we can ever imagine. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonates, as always, drop a heart to know that you've made it right to the end. These videos I make as a guide to help you reconnect with knowledge kept within you. They're from a range of teachers on a range of topics. I just share with you what resonates with me. Take what resonates with you and release the rest. Follow the page for more content, please do, and buy my 100 Messages from the Universe book for daily guidance. Thank you for being here, thank you for being you, and until then, keep shining your light, and I'll see you in the next video.